Hello students, welcome once again to another section, and in this section we have a question on probability density function. So now in this question we are given that f of s being equal to, we have 3 over 37,760 multiplied by s squared into bracket 20 minus s here, and we are given that if the s values is between the range of -2, which is less or equal to s, which is also less or equal to 18 here, then we should show that f of s here is a probability density function. All right, then after that we'll solve the subsequent questions under it. Now before we solve this, one thing that you should know is that we are given the range, right? The range here to be 2 here going to x here, then -18. But one thing you should know is that the function you see over here, right, you realize that the function you see over here is positive, right? It's positive and will be 0 everywhere else, and so the first condition is therefore satisfied. Now there are two conditions for a function to be considered as a probability density, right? So the first condition is that f of x here should be greater or equal to 0, right, for all x. That's the first condition. And you realize that the function given over here, the range of values we are given over here, you realize that it's between 2 all the way to 18, which are positive values, right? So therefore the first condition here is satisfied. Now the second condition is that the integral going from negative infinity to positive infinity, then the f of s, the x here, should be equal to 1. That's the second condition. So since we have been able to satisfy the range here satisfy the first condition, let's check whether it satisfies the second condition. So in the second condition we just have positive infinity, negative infinity, f of x here, right? F of s here, the x here will be equal to, now so we are just going to get the range of values from 18 to 2 here. Then we have 3 over 37,760 here, s squared, then 20 minus x here, the x. So what we are trying to do here is to show that this is equal to 1. When we solve and this is equal to 1, then which means that the function here is a probability density. So let's quickly do that. So we realize that this is a constant, we can bring it out. So we have 3760 outside here, then we have 18 here, then we have 2. Remember, it's 18. All right, now we are just left, so let's expand this. Expanding this, we have 20s squared here minus s to the power cube here, then the x. So let's integrate that. So integrating that, we have 3 over 370 outside here, then integrating that, we are just going to get we add plus 1 here, and we just have 20 over 3 here, s cube, right? And over here we are going to get s to the power 4. We add 1 to the exponent, which will now be 4, then we divide by the exponent here. So this is going to 18 and 2 here. So let's do that. So from here we are just going to get we have 3 over 37,760 here, then 20, put 18 here, cube over 3 here, minus, so let's put that here. So we have 18 to the power 4 here divided by 4 here, right, minus that of 2 here, cube over 3 here, minus you have 2 here to the power 4 divided by 4, and have the general one. So computing this together, right, computing all of this, we are just going to add, putting this together. Now this side here is just going to give us 12,636, then minus, computing this, we have 480 here divided by 3 here. So when we compute all of this together, so we can still do it this way. So this one here is just going to give us 38056 here divided by 3, 3 gets rid of 3 here, and this divided by that is just equal to 1.00 and continue, so approximately here equal to 1 year. So therefore we are able to prove that the function here is the integral of the function here is equal to 1, and therefore this shows that the function is a probability density. Now the second question says that we should find the probability if s is less or equal to 7, right? Now the probability if s is less or equal to 7. Now if you look at this range over here, the general range was given as 2 less than s, which is less or equal to 18 here. We realize that when we are taking values which are less than 7, then which means that this here is just going to look like values, then it's going to stop here, but so it's going to look like this, right? So from 2 all the way to 7, that will be the range of values, and therefore if you are computing this, then we just have 7 here, right? And we have 2 here, so it's just going to be the function 3 divided by 37,760 here. Then we have s squared here, bracket 20 minus x here, the x, right? So over here we can bring this out, right? When we bring this out, we are just left with so we'll be left with 7 here, 2 here. We just have 20s squared minus s cubed here dx, right? So from here we can have this as so we can have 3 over 360 here. Then when we integrate this, we just had cube over 3 here minus s to the power 4 here over 4 here, and we have it from 7 to 2, right? Now so let's continue here. So from here we just have 3 over 37760 here. Then we substitute in the values, so 7 cube over 3 here minus we have 7 to the power 4 over 4 here, right? Then minus you can have just 220 here cube minus 2 here squared, sorry, to the power 4 here, right? This divided by 3 and this divided by 4, sorry for the space. Now so this is just going to give us so computing all of this together, we are just going to get the value here as 0.130065, right, when we compute all of this together. Now the third question says we should find the probability if s here is greater or equal to 7, right? So if s here is greater or equal to 7, then which means that we can also write the range of values here to be so it will start from 7 here, which will be less or equal to x, because it's also less or equal to the 8 here, 18, right? So we are just going to have 18 here, 7 here, 3 over 3760, then s squared over 20 minus x here, the x, right? And when we compute this, so we just have this outside, and putting this together, we are just going to have 20s cubed over 3 here minus s to the power 4 here over 4, right? Then we have 18 here, and we have 7 here. Now when we compute this together, we are just going to get 0.869935, right? And that will be for C. Now the last question says that we should determine, right? If you look at the last question here, because the last question, so we've done this, we've done that. The last question says we should determine the value of x, right? So in determining the value of s, it is given by so d here is given by, to determine the value of x, we have mu here equal to the integral positive to negative infinity, then we have x here multiplied by the f of s here, dx, right? So in this case we have mu year to be equal to the general is from 18 to here, x here multiplied by the function, right? The function is given by 3 over 37,760 x squared, then 20x minus x here dx, right? So from here we have mu here being equal to so 3 over 37,760 outside, then we have just 20s cube minus s cube here, right? So sorry, 20s squared minus s. So even with so okay, so let's bring the integral because we just expanded, so 18 to 2. Then also we have this here, right? Then the x. So integrating this, we have mu here 3 over 37,760. So we have 20 s to the power. So over here, remember s multiplies through, right? So we are going to get cube, then we are going to get s to the power 4 here, right? So because we are going to get s squared plus the cube, the x here, which will be cube, then we are going to get s cube plus the s here, which will be 4 here. So we have over here 3. So it's just going to be plus 1, which will just be 4 here divided by 4, then s to the power 5 here divided by 5 here, then we have it from 18 to 2. So we are just going to have 3 over 3760 here, right? So over here, cancel yourself 1, cancels here 5, s to the power 4 here minus 1 over s to the power that, right? 18 over 2. Then when we substitute the 18 and 2 and we subtract everything, then we should get the value as 11.6705 here as the mu. So therefore we can conclude that the mean value of x here is 11.6075 here, and that will be the value of x, the mean value of x. So thank you very much for joining me in this session. I hope this session was helpful. Now if you are new here, please like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime we post a new video. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next session.